the devil the sound of my riot eye. Third eye, second tongue I spit it one. Third eye, second tongue I spit it one. Like the devil on the metal, coming back and stuff, we make it heavy. Everybody knows instrumentals, right, yo. Coming with that sound so dope, so real, so low. This sound you can't know. Dropping knowledge from the ledge, abolishing the slavery in every form. Bring the storm, bring the morning sun of the morning. I know this is how it fucking goes. Rapper, out the phone, wrap it up, you keep it low. Camouflage, camelot, 1, 2, keep it hot. Godfather on the spot, let's rock. Bring the danger, yes I bring the danger. Psychotic on the mic, stay stranger. Bring the danger, yes I bring the danger. Fully up.
No, I seen him, he used to be riding high. That dude, yeah, got involved downtown years ago. Back years and years. Back when them bars with them funny color names were getting shot up left and right, back and forth. Those days, people were riding high. That was before the Nanos. Before the Nanos came in. Because these days, on these cold streets, you see people out here, they do anything for the Nanotech. These people are getting pimped out, hard body, John Gotti by the Nanos. Do anything for the Nanotech. I seen this dude just the other day, and I was like, yo, man, what happened, bro? You used to be doing well. Like, what happened with your family and your job and shit, you know? And he was like, you know about the Nanos? And I was like, what? And he was like, yo, I need the Nanotech. And I was like, yo, that's what it is. That's life right now. He goes, yo, what up with the Nanos, though? I was like, yo, I don't know about all that much. I'm sorry I had to laugh at him and shit, but I was like, I don't know, like, why you like on some strife level over nano piano. I was like, nano piano, like trying to make us some musical shit, because that's how I knew the dude through music. But it was like, nah. He's like, no, I need the nano. He's like, I need the Nanotech. I was like, I don't know about the Nanotech. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means. That's some type of like, is that like a club or a dance step? Or he's like, nah, you know what it is. I'm like, oh, that's where you at with it, bro. Damn, kid. Oh, man, dude. For real, bro? Nah, don't say that. He's like, yo, my man must put me on. The download, dude? For real? Nah, you lying. That ain't the move to make. Yeah, because, you know, my father, he in with Trump and shit, and they were talking about making money and shit, and he was like, yo, like, you want to get right? You want to get ready? Like, you want to be jet set ready? He goes, yo, check out the Nano. With the Nanotech. I said, say word? He said, yo, blood in, blood out. He hit me with the math. Hit me with the Nanos. 1, 2, 3. That was the Nanotech. I said, that was it. That was the end of the game. Bada bing, bada boom. He said, 1, 2, 3. You want the Nano? 1, 2, 3. I got the Nanotech. Boom, boom, boom. Give me the Nanos. 1, 2, 3. What's the Nanotech? Boom, boom, boom. That's the Nano. Come on, give me the Nanotech. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the Nanos? Yo. You got the Nanotech? Then I seen this Asian dude from not long ago. And he was like, you know what, fuck with this and that. You know what, fuck with the kind control. And I'd be like summoning Scientology. And like, I was like, I don't know about your gift of gab shit. Like, I don't know what all that means. But, you know, like, you know, I'm in good luck, like blowing up, you know, bars downtown or whatever you do in your spare time. And I seen him with the same way. I seen him on his rooftop. You know, he had a nice rooftop and shit, but I seen him with some James Bond binoculars. And I was like, what are you looking at with those binoculars, dude? And he's like, I'm looking for the Nanos. Give me the Nanotech. I was like, what does that mean? He's like, yo, I need the Nanos. Like, yo, what up with the Nanotech, though? And I was like, what it gonna be? What's it gonna do? Like, what's the next move, my man? Like, tell me, Japanese James Bond, like, what's the move to make? Like, give me the Nanotech. Do. What's the Nanos? Yo, bust the Nanotech. Boom, boom, boom. And piano? No, you got the Nanotech. And the move? Yo, you got to know, man. Yo, that's the groove. No, I need the Nanotech. Bust the Nanos. I was like, yo, you wanna get musical with it? He goes, nah, never that. He goes, this is my life right now. I was like, the Nanos is your life right now. He said, blood in, blood out. That's exactly what it is, or what it always was. He goes, for the Nanos, I'll do anything. I said, anything. That's a big word. That's a dangerous word there. And he goes, yo, I will make any move I had to get the Nanotech right now. I said, so that's it. That's life right now. Just whatever the move is to get the Nanos. You make the move, then you get the Nanos. And I was like, how much bread we talking about? Like, what type of moves we gonna make? Because at this point, I'm like, yo, looks like it's a fucking, you know, burgeoning industry. And, you know, I'm not that rich, so I'm like, maybe I could see what's going on here. And I never really liked this person, so I was like, yeah, if I get to see this person, you know, get a little bit fatter so he moves a little bit slower, I'm not gonna, you know, cry Argentina or whatever. And I'm like, all right, yo, like, what's the move? He goes, okay, yo, you know where they at? And I'm like, yeah, maybe I do. And I'm like, all right. So he goes, rule number one, we got to get the nanos. I'm like, what about the bread, though? I was like, you got the bread? And he's like, yeah, I got the bread, though. I'm like, what we talking about? Like, he's like, 150. And I was like, $150? I was like, that don't make nothing move over here. He goes, no, 150,000. I said, you putting up 150,000 right now? I was like, that better not be no Bitcoin or Moneras or you know, Ocarinas or whatever you got. And he goes, no, cash money, gold on demand. Straight through, like, you know, might as well be piece of eight or the balloons. Like, he's taking real hardcore, you know, with the stamp and everything. I'm like, all right, you really taking that to that level? We doing a $150,000 deal right now. And he goes, yeah, you got the nanos? I go, all right, my people coming through with the nanos, homie. It's going down Charlie Brown status. There's no game. These people do real things, baby. Like, you know, be careful what you wish for, my man. You sitting over here on your rooftop in Chinatown, thinking that, you know, those drones are just weather sirens. You know, news to you, man. Like, sometimes those drones make some moves. He's like, all right, bet. Let's do this then. I'm like, all right, so 150. That's it. You show me the money. He showed me the bread. I'm like, I'm at the call. Boom. Right there. On the rooftop. Bang. I said, yo, you got eyes on the nails right now? And my man's like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, all right, yo, I need one 3 times. Because, you know, it starts at 50. He goes, you really getting big like that on me right now? I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, what it is, what it do? I'm here with my old school people. Yo, he ready to roll. You know, he legit. 100%. Now he got it's all lined up. No BS. You come over here right now. 30 minutes. Done and done. No, nothing weird. He goes, okay, give me your location. I'm like, I'm gonna drop one of these, you know, iPad traces, whatever. The AirTag drop. And my man's like, no, don't do it like that. And I'm like, why? He's like, oh, I have a security system set up. So they're dropping the iPad, the air trace, the AirTag. You can't do that with my security system. I'm like, what are you, Japanese James Bond or the Brooklyn Miracle? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, you told me you wanted the Nanotech, bro. So, yo, I got my peoples all lined up. But these people don't fucking play around. This ain't Elon Musk with a barking robot dog, you know, and then fighting over a chip on the ground. Like, this is real. This is really happening right now. You know what I mean? It's going down, baby boy. He goes, all right, yo, it's really going down. I'm like, yo, how dare you waste my time, man? When I make a call, it ain't a call to nobody. I'm gonna call my therapist. I'm calling people who make moves. So what's up? Yo, you ready for the nanos or what? He goes, yo, I need the nanos. I'm like, you're gonna get the nanos then, homie. Show me the money. Put the money in my head right now. So he put the money in my hand. I'm like, yo, bet right here, right now. I showed him on the video phone. I said, come through, man. I'm like, you know where I'm at. I'm by that dude's house, you know? Back when we used to play the video games. He goes, all right, yeah, I know who you with. All right, I'll be there mad soon, right? I know he come down on the what's it called? The Miracle Driver on the what's it called? You know, how do you call it? One of those electric bicycles. So he come down, my man, yo, he rocking that fresh Nanotech. Fresh. You could tell, like, it got all the symbols on it from the people who really do it, you know, down one country south end, so to speak. And I'm like, damn, bro, this is where my man's at right now. I'm like, yo, I feel weird about this, because I'm like, on one side, I'm like, yo, it's like this dude is going into the nano. He's like, yo, I need the nanos. He's like, everything, as the nanotech gets closer, I see him, like, his whole body and mind and soul starts vibrating and re-digital. So I had a cousin one time. He told me that he didn't want to get caught no more. It's not after what happened overseas. So I said, all right, you want to go for the fucking big leagues, you know? Firefighter? He goes, call out the big leagues? He goes, I've been around the country. I know I've been around the world. I don't know what Mekong Delta and that type of thing. You know, let everybody know where you've been. He's like, no, it's not like that. Not everything is just America buying or, you know, basically robbing countries wholesale that happen to have a whole lot of dope. And by dope, I don't mean marijuana. I mean like hard body, you know, H to the ISO. Yeah. Not everything's built off of Nanotech's back. In other words, before all this weaponized fentanyl showed up in, well, anyway, before we start telling the future again, this is what happens when a kid from Brooklyn decides that he's going, like Mr. Smith, down to Washington, D.C. He says, nah, bro. Now, I learned something overseas. I'm like, what did you learn? Where did you go again? I really don't remember. Was it Desert Storm? And he was like, no. It was Operation, like, Firefox. And I was like, bro, like, please, you didn't just say that out loud. So I was like, what? Did you sneeze? And he was like, I'm going to join the CIA. And I was like, you could be a chef. You know, they're always hiring down there. And he's like, not that CIA. I mean, with the spies in D.C. And I'm like, oh, man, yo, I saw the website. It's kind of, you know, kind of control-y. Like, they're asking a lot of weird, specific questions. Like, what do you do? Would you have a bar or a spring if you got chased by bears into the wilderness? I'm like, how about I pick neither and fucking walk out of this test? It's the dumbest fucking question I've ever been asked in my life. How's that for an IQ test, dickhead? And they want to ask you a stupid question, walk away from. Anyway, this was not what my friend or cousin or this person was. They were about, because they were blood in, blood out, dedicated, as if there was like a satellite following them around and their cell phone, whispering subliminally into their ear, and maybe like someone they admired or someone they wanted to be like, or maybe just their dead father's voice over and over again being, you'll never make me happy until you join the CIA, because then you can do all these things you have to do. Like, Dad, what's that? I can make you happy even though you're already dead and it was my fault, kind of? Yes, son, I'm still here somewhere, maybe riding around on a satellite, but all you have to do is pass the CIA exam and it'll be gravy, baby. We'll be back on the wave, guys. And I'm like, I want to be like that, you know, sure. Like a wave rider? I'm like, ooh, that sounds like that might be dazzling. What's a wave rider? You can't know because you haven't passed your EIA test yet. I'm like, all right, full fucking disclosure. I've done a lot of blow in my fucking life, all right? And you don't have much blow. You're kind of talky. And you're at the wrong bar. People are like, yo, there's a bar people drink alcohol. And like, yeah, a couple of us have done blow before, but you're clearly like more into the blow than the booze. So maybe you should go to like one of those weirdo nightclubs where people listen to like techno or something, because you seem really overactive. And I'm just like a person who gambles. It's like thoroughly fucking Irish. In other words, like, I'm so NYPD that I don't even have a fucking badge. That's how fucking North Bronx Irish I am. And I'm like, why don't you become like one-man Irish mafia? In other words, carry a pistol and $10,000 and just walk around and the rest will occur. I've seen it happen before. He didn't want to take my bet. He's not alive anymore. But anyway, so I was in this bar. I was trying to figure out how to pass the CIA test. First thing I said, I write down, okay, full disclosure, because you can do it by video now. I am not a homo. Second thing, I don't really get along with those people who are like that, but I'm not saying that, you know, if my boss was like that at the CIA, that I wouldn't necessarily say I wouldn't take orders from him, because, of course, you know, the country comes first and all that, and I really want to go to another country and basically, like, you know, fuck one of those Muslim women in, like, a maybe a too aggressive way, because there's some things I got to work out for myself. But anyway, so then my father's voice said, okay, you did the first thing, they're listening. Hit him with another video and hit him hard. How would you have stopped 9/11? Easy answer. Just call in 2 large plain pizzas to the World Trade Center. In other words, that's like a way of being like, hey, yo, you might get hit with something. Like, look at the note inside the pizza box. It says, yo, man, like 15 minutes, like, there's a plane with some dudes getting hit with some of that kind of control. As if a long time ago, some Teutonic knight, hard-body brethren type, but who held it down in the proper, respectful manner, waiting for his messages from his altars or his higher-level father doodles or whatever these fucking people are into. I really don't fucking know. Basically, like boys from Brazil, it's all like some like Nazi fag shit. Pardon my French. Anyway, you can look up Operation Paperclip later, but you got to pay me for the real info, baby. Let's get back to what it means to be a cop.